Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Today, I want to share a beautiful story about love. This isn't a fairy tale, but it's filled with real emotions, moments that feel so raw, and a connection that can change lives. Have you ever experienced something so unexpected that it stays with you forever? This story is about such a moment, how love can find you when you least expect it. So, grab your favorite drink, relax, and let's dive into this heartfelt journey together. It was a cool autumn morning. The air felt fresh, and the golden leaves covered the park's pathways like a soft carpet. Sophia, a freelance writer, was tired from a long night of work. She decided to take a break and step outside. With her coffee in hand and a scarf wrapped snugly around her neck, she wandered into her favorite park. She wanted to clear her mind and find some peace. As she strolled along the path, she noticed a commotion near the lake. A fluffy golden retriever was pulling hard on its leash, dragging a young man toward a group of ducks. The man tried to stop the dog, but the more he pulled back, the more determined the dog seemed to reach the ducks. Sophia couldn't help but laugh at the sight. The man finally managed to stop the dog and looked up, noticing her laughter. He gave an embarrassed smile and said, "Looks like Max has a new hobby, chasing ducks." Sophia smiled back and replied, "Well, ducks are interesting creatures. Maybe Max just appreciates them more than we do." He laughed and introduced himself. "I'm Daniel, by the way, and this troublemaker here is Max." Sophia replied, "Nice to meet you, Daniel. I'm Sophia. And Max, it looks like you've got good taste in birds." They started chatting. Daniel shared that he had just moved to the city to start a new job as a veterinarian. He was still getting used to the hustle and bustle of city life. Sophia told him about her work as a writer and how she often came to the park for inspiration. Their conversation flowed so easily, and before they knew it, they had been talking for nearly an hour. Over the next few weeks, their paths crossed again and again. Sometimes it felt like fate, and other times it was intentional. They began to spend more time together, walking Max around the park, grabbing coffee from a nearby cafe, and sharing stories about their lives. Daniel told her about growing up in a small town and his love for animals. Sophia shared her dreams of writing a novel and her struggles to find the right story. One rainy afternoon, they found themselves stuck under a large tree in the park. The rain poured down heavily, but they didn't mind. Max shook the water off his fur, spraying them both. They laughed, wiping the water from their faces. "Rainy days aren't so bad when you have good company," Daniel said. Looking at Sophia, she smiled and replied, "I was just thinking the same thing." As the days turned into weeks, their bond grew stronger. They started meeting outside the park too, exploring new places in the city, trying out new restaurants, and even cooking meals together. Sophia found herself opening up in ways she hadn't in years. She told Daniel about losing her father when she was young and how it made her hesitant to trust people. Daniel shared his fears about failing in his new job and how he ended a past relationship because he was too focused on his career. One evening, Daniel surprised Sophia with a picnic by the lake. The sun was setting, casting a warm golden glow over the water. As they sat on a blanket, watching the ducks swim by, Daniel turned to her and said, "Sophia, meeting you has been the best thing that's happened to me. You've brought so much light into my life. I don't know how to explain it, but with you, everything feels right." Sophia felt tears welling up in her eyes. She had always been cautious about love, afraid of getting hurt. But in that moment, She realized that with Daniel, it wasn't about grand gestures or perfect moments. It was about feeling seen, heard, and loved. Their relationship wasn't without challenges. Daniel's work as a veterinarian often kept him busy, and Sophia's writing deadlines sometimes made her distant. They had disagreements and misunderstandings, but they always found a way back to each other. They learned to communicate, to compromise, and to support each other. One particularly stressful day, Sophia called Daniel in tears. She felt overwhelmed and unsure of herself. Without hesitation, Daniel showed up at her apartment with her favorite snacks and a comforting smile. "Sometimes all you need is a little break," he said, wrapping her in a warm hug. Their love grew stronger with each passing day. They found joy in the little things, sharing a meal, walking Max together, or simply sitting in silence, enjoying each other's presence. Years later, they stood in the same park where they first met. Max was older now, but still full of energy. Their little son ran around, laughing and chasing the ducks. Daniel looked at Sophia, his eyes filled with love and gratitude. "You were right about this park," he said with a smile. "It really is magical." Sophia laughed and replied, "And you were right about love. It's worth every challenge." As the sun set, they held hands, grateful for the unexpected meeting that had changed their lives forever.